Question 1. What is a purchase requisition and define various requisitions? Answer. It is a formal request intended to procure/buy something that is needed by the organization. It is created and approved by the department requiring the goods and services. A purchase requisition typically contains the description and quantity of the goods or services to be purchased, a required delivery date, account number, and the amount of money that the purchasing department is authorized to spend for the goods or services. Often, the names of suggested supply sources are also included. Basically, requisitions are of two types: internal requisition and purchase requisition. Internal requisitions are created if the items are to be obtained from one inventory location to another location within the same organization. Here the source of the requisition would be inventory. There is no approval process for internal requisition. Purchase requisitions are created if the goods are obtained from external suppliers. Here the source of the requisition would be suppliers. The purchase requisitions are sent for approvals. Question 2. What are the base tables for a purchase requisition? Answer. PO_requisition headers all. Segment 1 column in this table represents the requisition number. This table stores header information of a purchase requisition. Important columns of this table: requisition header ID. It is a unique system-generated requisition identifier. Prepare ID. It is a unique identifier of the employee who prepared the requisition. Segment 1. It is the requisition number. Authorization status. Authorization status type. Type lookup code. Requisition type. ORG ID. Unique operating unit. Unique identifier. PO requisition lines all. This table stores information about requisition lines in a purchase requisition. This table stores information related to the line number, item category, item description, item quantities, units, prices, need by date, deliver to location, requester, notes, and suggested supplier information for the requisition line. Important columns of this table: requisition header ID. It is a unique system-generated requisition identifier. Requisition line ID. Link between PO requisition lines all and PO rec distributions all. Line num indicates the line number. Line type ID indicates the line type. Category ID. Unique item category identifier. Item description. Description of the item. Quantity number. Quantity ordered. PO rec distributions all. This table stores information about the accounting distributions of a requisition line. Each requisition line must have at least one accounting distribution. Each row includes the accounting flex field ID and requisition line quantity. Important columns of this table: distribution ID. Unique requisition distribution identifier. Requisition line ID. Unique requisition line identifier. Code combination ID. Unique general ledger charge account identifier. Distribution num. Distribution number. Question 3. What is a Requisition Import Program? Answer. It is a concurrent program which is used to import requisition from Oracle or non-Oracle system. Data is first loaded in PO requisition all table. The RIP can then be run to import the records from the interface table as requisition in Oracle processing. RIP creates a requisition line and one or more requisition distribution for each row it finds in the interface table. It then groups these lines on requisitions according to parameters defined. Question 4. What tables are affected when you run Requisition Import Program? Answer. PO Requisition Interface all. PO Rec Dist Interface all. PO Interface Errors. Question 5. What are the reports associated with Requisition Import process? Answer. Requisition Import Run Report. We can view the number of requisitions created and the number of records that showed an error. Requisition Import Exceptions Report. In this report we can see all the rows that fail validation. Question 6. When will you use a requisition template? Answer. Requisition templates can be used to help you quickly create requisitions. A requisition template contains much of the information needed to create a requisition, thus reducing the amount of data entry required to create a new requisition. If you find yourself repeatedly creating similar requisitions for your group or department, you should consider creating and saving requisition templates as a time saver. If the data of requisition remain the same for repeated purchase of an item, the information can be copied to a template and the same can be copied to the requisition as many number of times as required. Question 7. What is the purpose of choosing a category when creating a requisition? Answer. The category box is a required field and is used to define goods and services at a summary or detailed level. Question 8. What does the status pre-approved mean? Answer. Pre-approved is the status of a requisition when an authorized approver has approved the requisition and has forwarded the requisition to another individual to review. Question 9. What is the difference between a rejected and a returned requisition? Answer. Only an approver or a reviewer can reject requisition. Only a buyer can return a requisition. A buyer will return a requisition to the preparer for incomplete or inaccurate information. Question 10. What is RFQ and differentiate the types of RFQs? Answer. A request for quotation (RFQ) is a formal request sent to the suppliers to find the pricing and other information for an item or items. Based on the information supplied, the supplier quotes a quotation against the RFQ form. In general, RFQs are created before purchasing any item to actually know the price quotes from one or more suppliers. In Oracle EBS, RFQs can be auto-created from an existing purchase requisition or can be a fresh RFQ. There are 3 types of quotations and RFQs that come with purchasing by default. Catalog, used for high-volume items or items for which your supplier sends you information regularly. A catalog quotation or RFQ also includes price breaks at different quantity levels. Standard, used for items you'll need only once or not very often, but not necessarily for a specific, fixed quantity, location, and date. For example, you could use a catalog quotation or RFQ for office supplies, but use a standard quotation or RFQ for a special type of pen you don't order very often. A standard quotation or RFQ also includes price breaks at different quantity levels. Bid, used for a specific, fixed quantity, location, and date. For example, a bid would be used for a large or expensive piece of equipment that you've never ordered before, or for an item that incurs transportation or other special costs. You cannot specify price breaks for a bid quotation or RFQ. Question 11. What is a quotation? What are the different types of quotations available and describe the quote analysis? Answer. A quotation is a supplier's response to RFQ. Quote analysis is the process of reviewing the quotations given by the suppliers. The best quotation will be selected by analyzing certain factors like price, quality, delivery time, etc. Question 12. What is a purchase order and explain the different types of POs available? Answer. A purchase order is a commercial document and first official order issued by the buyer to the supplier, indicating types, quantities, and agreed prices for products or services the supplier will provide to the buyer. Basically, there are 4 types of purchase orders. Standard purchase order, used for one-time purchases for goods and services. Here you know the item, price, payment terms, and delivery schedule. Planned purchase order, created when you have long-term agreement with the supplier. You must specify the details of goods and services, payment terms, and the tentative delivery schedule. Blanket purchase agreement, created when the details of items and services, payment terms are known but not specific about the delivery schedule. Contract purchase agreement, created when the terms and conditions of a purchase are known but specific goods and services are not. Question 13. What are the base tables that are affected when you create a PO? Answer. PO headers all. Segment 1 column in this table represents the document number. This table stores header information of a purchasing document. You need 1 row for each document you create. PO lines all. This table stores the line information of a purchasing document. PO line locations all. This table contains the information related to purchase order, shipment schedules, and blanket agreement price breaks. You need 1 row for each schedule or price break you attached to a document line. PO distributions all. This table contains the information related to accounting distribution of a purchase order shipment line. You need 1 row for each distribution line you attach to a purchase order shipment. Vendors all. This table stores the general information about the suppliers. PO vendor sites all. This table stores information about the supplier sites. Each row includes the site address, supplier reference, purchasing, payment, bank, and general information. PO releases all. This table stores information related to planned and blanket purchase order releases. Each row includes the buyer, date, release status, and release number. Each release must have at least 1 purchase order shipment. PO vendor contacts. This table stores information about contacts related to supplier site. Each row includes contact name and site. PO action history. This table stores information about the approval and control history of a purchasing document. This table stores one record for each approval or control action an employee takes on a purchase order, purchase agreement, release or requisition. Question 14. What is two-way, three-way, four-way matching? Answer. Oracle Payables shares purchase order information from your purchasing system to enable online matching with invoices. Invoiced or billed items are matched to the original purchase orders to ensure that you pay only for the goods or services you ordered and/or received. Two-way purchase order and invoice quantities must match within tolerance before the corresponding invoice can be paid. Three-way purchase order, receipt, and invoice quantities must match within tolerance before the corresponding invoice can be paid. Four-way purchase order, receipt, accepted, and invoice quantities must match within tolerance before the corresponding invoice can be paid.